Serve for Rahm at 12 from the bunker.
Well done.
Well judged.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lowry at 11 for par.
Just such a long shot, and if you're a fraction out, you're going to pay a price here. It's a decent-sized target, but not from the yardage that they've been playing it this week. And he just joins the club. There's been a ton of bogeys. 98 of them going into this round, 8 doubles as well. They're only halfway through.
So we saw Matt Fitzpatrick tee off at the first as he walks down here to his next. If you're a player in the field this week, you're watching all this coverage, trying to pick up whatever you can this morning?
Yeah,
this afternoon?
I would absolutely want to see how the course is playing, but it would also be with a pinch of salt, because I think the early starters will be able to take on certain pins that wouldn't be advisable as we move through the day and this course matures. But certainly there's always something to learn, isn't there, by watching early on?
Players, and especially caddies, if a player might want to keep with their same routine and their normal routine that they would typically have going into a major championship round, but the caddies are watching, paying attention. How is the 6th hole playing? How is the 15th hole playing? There are some holes out here that take a ton of strategy, and seeing the mistakes or the triumphs of other players so far this morning could really help them gauge how they're going to play the holes coming down the stretch.
One of the things we also know is that the big challenge for golfers when they go into a course they don't know, the good putters have less of a reward, because obviously they start the ball on line more often, but they don't know the greens, and of course they don't here. So you can get the extra reps up by looking at these pins today, checking out what the ball's doing around them. Every little bit of helps. Sometimes it's the finest of margins can make the difference.
You can go too right of it, Mike, because if it goes left,
You're out watching this morning and you see every player has missed this putt on one low, like we have seen sitting here, the putt from about hole high. You're going to maybe be in your player's ear a little bit saying, hey, maybe this breaks a little more than we think.
He was in imperious form coming into the US Open last year. There was no surprises. He went and sealed the deal. Everything's just a little bit off this season. Not bad, but just a little bit off. Although the win at Harbour Town, obviously, the highlight so far.
Special win for him there, too. Spent time as a kid there. Excellent approach at 1. How about Rahm with this left at 12?
Driver let him down again here, Terry. Barely hit, up until today, barely hit half of his fairways. And we've talked about how important getting the ball in position in order to attack these small areas of these greens where these holes are located.
First bogey of the day for Rahm. Take it back to that opener. The announcement's been made. Colin Morikawa set.
Battle hard to make it through to the weekend yesterday. Colin Morikawa. Can he build on it now? Beauty.
And from Birmingham, Alabama, please welcome Gordon Sargent.
Alabama, but a 20-year-old star at Vanderbilt. 5 wins in college, SEC Player of the Year, first team All-American, and one of 4 amateurs to make it to the weekend.
What an honour to win the amateur medal at the US Open. He's got competition there with the other 3 AMs, all in good shape going into this, the 3rd round. Some ball speed on him. He's a slight guy, but just immense power created.
The Mickelson Award as the NCAA Freshman of the Year. Yeah, power. Middle of the fairway here. We make that walk. The roses there, a tribute to George C. Thomas. It was a passion of his. The roses, beautiful here. Fleetwood for par at 11.
3s are acceptable on every single par 3 around this golf course. And of all the bogeys that are made, the par 3s are accounting for north of half of them. There are 5 here, mine, but 11, 7 in particular, 4 with a front flag, brutal tests. And ironically, it could be 15, the one that wins them today.
Yep. So Rahm Coming off of his first bogey of the day on the tee now at 13, along with Hadwin. Remember, Jim took a look at this and that fairway, how it runs down right into the rough.
Well, and Jim did a phenomenal job describing exactly what these players face today, Terry.
Inside the right, yeah. Keep it inside that last bunker on the right.
Yeah, they're kind of starting at the bunkers, maybe that lone tree there.
Perfect.
And then just hit it. So.
Yep.
And Adam is more of a drawer of the golf ball, so he's going to want to start it up this, I'd say, left center, hold it up against the wind. And the wind's pretty stiff right now. It's blowing, I'd say, a good 10 miles an hour, maybe even 12. And it's that heavy wind that comes off the ocean.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
Oh, that's going to be on the upslope, short of the flat, and that's going to be a tricky little shot.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful third in here at 1. Fitzpatrick for birdie. Leaves the flag stick in. His routine.
It's just such an uncomfortable look. Especially the U.S. Open flag sticks are maybe a touch bigger than most other golf events that you would play.
Here's Rahm.
I'd say it's a tougher fairway for Rahm to hit with his cut with a cutting wind. Got to start it down the left rough line.
And as soon as that thing hits the ground, it's trying to push it right down that slope into the right.
Here we're going to see right now, guys, to see if it pitches over that hill.
Stop.
No way.
Oh, it's not going to cheer you up, this one, John.
Begging for it to stop. And we know it. We saw it with Jim earlier.
Please don't.
Yeah, but Jim's unlucky. He's not going to
Please
like
don't.
it.
It is, John.
You sort of know, though. I mean, to be fair, you know when you hit it down that side. I know it sounds brutal, just right at centre.
I was going to ask you that. No, stop. You got it, man.
He knew. He knew. Even though he can't see it, he knew.
He knows, and he's delaying his time walking up there to see where it is.
I have 2 artificial shoulders now. I just admire that pose that he just made. How about Ricky Fowler? How great he's been to this point, trying to close out what would be his first major championship. Long way to go, though. 2 days to go here at the U.S. Open. Back with Colin Morikawa, the 2-time major champion. Gallagher out there now.
I am just 228 to the front. That's the number he's looking at. The most wind we've had this week. Straight downwind, trying to release this one forward.
That's the area. Calling for it to hit and run. Just not quite. Thirteen second for Adam Hadwin.
With that, lead over.
Correct.
To those red bushes. And
Love it.
Now on an upslope, 239 all the way back to that hole location. Very steep upslope in the front of the screen that he has to land it on. 210 to the front. It's going to be coming in a little higher than he'd like, I think. Good looking line. Oh, well played.
From a long way away. How about the lie for Rahm?
It's okay. It looks like it's in an old blown out divot where someone else was down in that exact same area. I think he can get enough on it to cover this first bunker. And he covered them all. The problem is it's way left. Way left. That's got to get down. That's got to get down in a hurry.
14th tee area in front of it?
Yeah, that's exactly where it's at. That's going to be a tricky little pitch, very quick coming down that slope.
There's always the problem, though, isn't it? Ball below the feet, coming from heavy rough, easier, more of it available to wrap around the hosel, twist it left.
Gordon Sargent playing alongside Colin Morikawa. I mean, the ball speed, it's just off the charts for this man.
Yeah, incredible way of transferring speed out to the club head.
Jim?
Yeah, after a 375-yard drive, just 199 to front. And that Looks to be going drifting left. Depends where it lands in the bunker and lie.
We've seen that one a few times. Not too bad. Plenty of space to work with a good lie.
Adams fencing for birdie at 3.
Hard to not be left of this pin, but when you are, you're going to have a left to righter like this one. Beyond it, even worse. Not that it's a problem for Adam. Pops it in.
Yet another birdie at the 3rd. Can't lay for birdie at 8. Big opportunity for players today, that par 5, and he's 4 under without a bogey today. All right, from that bunker at 1 now, Jim.
Yeah, as Nick said, plenty of green to work with. It's going to really swing hard right to left. A little bit slow going up.
Lovely. And heading the right way for the ideal start.
par. Adam Hadwin at 13. That long putt after the long second on a long hole. 518, the par 4 today.
It's been the third most challenging hole throughout the week. No surprise at the yardage it is and the difficulty in finding the fairway. Guys aware of the shot that Rahm hit, finding the left rough on many occasions. Four's excellent.
Sam Stevens saw him a few moments ago. This for birdie. Yep, can do it at the 6th if you avoid all that trouble. And heck of a save at 13 for Jon Rahm from where he was. That's what he's been doing most of the day so far today. Take it to the 9th, par 3, Patrick Cantlay.
Just a wonderful rhythm too. Patrick's swing, bleeding that one in towards that right side where the flag is. Finds it. As Aaron was saying a little earlier, it's going to try and get a little bit closer. Oh, it's going to make its way all the way back.
Keep watching. Okay, there you go. His 8th start. Cantlay at the U.S. Open, looking for his first top 10. He's had 4 top 25s, though. A moment ago, Sergio at the 5th from 125. Qualified for this U.S. Open. Dancing around it. And then a moment ago, he would go on to make that birdie. Drop back to the 3rd. Hideki Matsuyama's 2nd.
After the challenge of the 2nd hole, you've hopefully got your birdie on 1. Another great chance here. It's got to spin a little. That's how much slope there is to this green. Virtually the weight of the ball moving that back to the whole side. Very nice.
Look at 14 now. So that challenge of 13, long par 4. And now you've got the par 5, former Playboy Mansion right to the left on the side of those trees there. And that tee all the way back there right next to that 13th green.
Yeah, this is a tough driving hole for him.
I'd have to have it coming down like right over the first one. Right?
Which that cover, when we get close, that cover is called 280.
Because we should be able to get close to the green if we do that, right?
I
mean, it's a back pin.
I mean, it's one you would just push,
right?
And it'd be smart to push up. So
okay.
I think it's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, coming down on that big tree. It's perfect.
All right, so I'm going to go see the gap in the buildings just to the right of it.
Just one less than those two like cranes, 315, so you can pin there.
Okay. All right. See the gap in the building straight through?
Yes.
I'm going to start it there. Okay.
Boy, a lot of strategy for a medium-length hitter like Hadwin because he can't cover those bunkers completely, or if he can, it's got to be on the very left side. It's a much tighter driving hole for Adam, but with the flag in the back, he can push it, just like Joe Cruz says, if he hits the fairway.
I love that discussion, trying to pick an exact target and commit to it. Looks like he got underneath this a little bit, trying to launch it up in the air to carry those bunkers, and now he is dead. Forced to lay up, going to have a long 3rd.
Terrific tee shot at 9. Cantlay for birdie.
Barely breathe on it down the hill. Lovely. 2s here are more than welcome. What a front 9 that is.
Out in 30 for Patrick Cantlay. Making a charge.
Yeah, I love that.
14 tee Rahm.
I think anything that lands right at that crane, if they're ready, should stay in.
I agree. Yep.
This is a much wider tee shot for John because that bunker, even into the wind off the right, I think John can cover that bunker, those bunkers, and to cover them all, if you really want to have it, you got to have 300. I think he's got that if he really pops it, and he's talking about just right of the crane is perfect.
You run by?
I can't hit a fade any better than that, Adam.
Well, you heard him. Can't hit a fade any better than that. Gets a nice kick off that bunker. He's in perfect position right now to send something up to get on this green. More generous hole location than the one yesterday in deciding to go for it.
Par 5 8th, great opportunity. Harrington, this for eagle. The veteran. Just like that to even par. All pars in that eagle as he heads to the par 3. Meanwhile, Sargent, tee at 2.
Yeah, a little left to right wind. Got to get in this fairway. The bunker sort of in play. Maybe not for him. That is going left, though.
Oh, hang on.
He missed a lot in the NCAAs like that.
That's left of the bunker, Jimmy.
It is.
That might be close to 17 fairway
17,
over there.
yeah. I think it is. Second at 13, Shane Lowry now.
And in the mayor's office, he's managed to put it up on the top plateau. The reward, 221 yards for your second. And not a pretty one for the third either. Well below the level of the green from that sand, if indeed it made it down in there.
It's the same swing we saw in 11, just late coming into impact.
Kind of delicate, this one. Matsuyama for birdie. No problem. So yes, the par 5 8th is a chance, but today, the third hole, certainly an opportunity for birdie. As John Rahm played that fade off the tee at the par 5 14th with a beautiful swing. Take a look. 4D replay brought to you by Cisco. Cisco powers the on-site network at the U.S. Open.
Just so much torque. He really holds his upper body up against his lower body to impart as much speed as he can into the golf ball. Wonderful use of the ground there. His feet both nearly flat on the ground at impact. It's the only thing that you have touching the ground. Use it to the best of your ability to impart all of the speed that you can onto that golf ball.
See the streak at the majors in 2019, the longest active one out here. All right, second Morikawa at the second.
Yeah, the lip of the bunker shouldn't be a problem. 185 front, but he's got to carry it all the way. Now, as you know, that front location, it will come back if he doesn't. That sounded heavy, and that is going way left. Look out.
They never saw it.
There's a bunch of people over there. I think it's down in the Barranca.
There's a penalty area, and then there's... looks like they're going to put a flag down on it inside the penalty area, but he may be able to get a club on that.
Yeah,
We
Marshall
shall see.
found it. Yeah.
He found a ball. We're not sure if it's his
Yeah,
ball.
exactly.
There's probably a lot of balls over there.
Fleetwood second at 13.
Tommy doesn't need too many flags put down for his tee shot, so remember that well. From the short grass, it's where you need to be here, and as much as he's bailed out to the side and it looks fine, that is a really quick putt across that green, or chip indeed if he chooses that.
Remember, Rahm got up and down from farther left than that, so we'll see what Tommy can do as we continue here on what has been a beautiful Saturday in Los Angeles. Fowler and Clark at the top, so many players though with a chance. Best start, 36-hole total for Rory McIlroy since that win at Congressional in the U.S. Open. Cantlay making a move today, got it to 3 under par. Bigger crowds than we've seen the last 2 days. A lot of people out here watching this major championship in L.A. Second for Rahm at 14.
263 to that front right, 278 to cover that bunker for Rahm. This is a three-wood, back into the wind, downhill a little bit. Boy, this is a good-looking shot on towards the front right. Just needs to bounce.
It did. Now settle. Man, lie dependent now. Bunker for Lowry at 13.
Right guy for the job here. Excellent short game. All feel and flow. Spends a huge amount of time working on it, and this time didn't let me down.
He listened to you this time.
Yeah, thanks, Jade.
Yeah, well done. Remember the bunker off the tee for Adam Hadwin, now his third at the par 5.
Just had a horrific lie up against the lip, was half plugged, and all he could do was just kind of half scull a wedge out to this point, Terry. 225 now all the way back there.
It's just the mistake, Aaron. We've seen it all week. You hit a good drive and you have the opportunity to get to the green like Rahm. You don't, and you are dead. And you're really struggling then to make par.
It's just, I just think it's such a much tougher driving hole for medium length hitters than it is for the guys who can cover 300. It's just, the discrepancy is pretty big here on 14 this week.
The fairway sits at an angle to the players where it would open up for players who can carry those right bunkers. They don't have to play at the angle that Adam Hadwin does.
Boy, drawing right on it.
Just coming into the green with that long of a club, it's hard to get any spin, enough spin to hold the green from over 200 yards. Greens are firming up. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah, both players had trouble at 2. Morikawa now.
Yeah, this is just a nasty lie. It really shuts the face. Oh, it didn't
Dave
go very
right
far.
there.
Wow.
Barely advanced it.
We saw Dustin make an 8 by compounding his mistakes on that hole yesterday. What's going to happen to Morikawa?
Some of those getting closer to the top of the leaderboard. Teeing off, Koepka is second at 1.
Made no bones about it. Wasn't complaining, but said he's not a huge fan of this golf course. Might be if he lights it up today.
That's going to dance up there. That's a beauty.
It is, but it's left him a really quick putt again. It's a really tough one, isn't it? Because they want putter in their hand, but arguably they know the shot from beyond it, even if it's off the green.
You're getting greedy now.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
That's the only thing you can do there, but it's still tough. You're right. Can't lay for par at 10. He was short. Pitch to here.
So Terry Cantlay out in 30 today. The 7th 30 on the front 9 we've seen this week, including 2 by Rory McIlroy. How about that? It's playing even par so far this week. Front 9's definitely the place to make your hay. What a save there from Cantlay.
Been some kind of day so far.
Lovely shot on 13 from Shane from the sand. Below the level made it easier to feed it up the hill with the bunker shot. And the putter finishes the job off. No damage done. 4 on 13. Always acceptable.
Ho-hum, it seems. That was pretty impressive.
Needed it. Didn't want 3 in a row, that's for sure.
Those flags really the first 2 days, especially the first part of the day, not moving at all. They are today. Sargent up top now, Jim.
Morikawa obviously going to go a little bit. I think he's going to go right to left. He's going to go first. He's got this for bogey. It's a little, I'm going to say at least 75 feet.
And we left it in and then played to here.
The graphic, Jim, says 91 feet.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I ran when I stepped it off.
And it just keeps going so quick from above this second hole. Not bad from 90, over 90 feet.
Rahm on the way in the air at 14.
That's not bad, Terry. I mean, that was a really simple chip shot if it weren't for the lie. It was absolutely buried.
Forced to play it like a bunker shot out of this Bermuda rough.
Matsuyama, this for birdie at 4. Seeing some much better tee shots at 4 today and birdie opportunities.
And the 4th hole's been one of the hardest holes all week. Today playing, it's already given up 5 birdies, playing as the 3rd easiest hole on the course.
I save at 13. On the tee at 14 now, Shane Lowry.
Cut. Softly, softly.
And he's going to get away with that one. Left rough. We saw what happens to Adam Hadwin when you miss it right. That left rough's no bargain either. Players struggling to get it out.
Just Sargent was up top. Lengthy one for par now.
Yeah, drove it left over there by the 17th and just chipped it out, hit it to here. Remember back at Greyhawk at the NCAAs, he really struggled with the driver. Had a lot of expectations on he and Bandy to make the cut, and I think today he's going to learn a lot. He's playing with a great player. He's going to learn a lot from Colin as well.
How about Kevin Streelman? Going to take it over the trees. Going for it at 6.
Less than driver here. Something short and right is ideal. So we've seen back right bunker is no bargain.
That'll get there. Second one we've seen up there on the surface. A long putt now, though. And as a player, you're still guessing, is it okay? You're trying to listen to the gallery and see a reaction.
Could maybe take a wedge there.
Could, yeah.
It's possible.
Rory McIlroy, well positioned. You mentioned what he's done on the opening 9 holes here. The first 2 days, sensational. 65, 67, 2 back.